Your dance doc is in, and I'm really busy today. You know, not unusual. So I know I'm early. I gotta get the kids, the girlies, from their first day of school. We're gonna do lunch at the park with some pizza. So going on a little bit earlier than planned. But here I am, as promised, to help you with your ballroom dancing. So today, let's talk about leading. It is quite the skill, as it is following. But as a leader, you have so much going on. And if you are new and watching this and new to ballroom dance and just learning, do not let this freak you out. Okay, warning. Maybe do not let it freak you out, because it's a skill that's a challenge. But in my, let's see, how long have I been teaching? 2009. My 10 plus years of teaching, I've never seen anybody fail on it. So I have some really useful pro tips for the leaders out there. And if you're looking to enhance your skill, I hear a lot of leads say, I just want to be able to lead anybody. And that is possible. The thing is, you have to have an open mind, and you may have to make adjustments that you aren't used to doing. So, all right, so what makes a good leader? All right, and sorry about that. In order to be a good leader, you have to have musicality, right? And you'll have to have floor craft. And really, those are the two main things, okay? So I talk to my students about having a toolbox, but for today, I was thinking about it more, and let's call it a tackle box, right? I like that idea of the word tackle box, because you're tackling the challenge, right? So you think of a fisherman, they've got all their tools and all the things they need, right, in their tackle box to go fishing and to succeed, right? If you think of a cosmetologist or a performer, they've got their cosmetology box, which a lot of times is a tackle box. Pro tip, don't buy a tackle box. They're more expensive. Just buy a Cosmo box for things like artistry and crafts and all that. Anyways, so I said that backwards. Buy a tackle box, or like an organizer, instead of like an official cosmetology box. It's cheaper. So in your tackle box, your main things are your floor craft and your musicality. And those two things I think are the biggest challenges. Underneath floor craft, of course, what is floor craft? Floor craft is how you craft your way around the floor in dancing, how you move. Whether it's toe bow heel, or waltzing, or it's putting all your stuff together and getting around the floor. Okay, so that is what floor craft is. So to develop your floor craft, you need a few things. You need patterns, right? You need patterns. You need timing. Rhythm always helps. And you need some other techniques. So underneath floor craft, there's a lot of subdivisions. Okay, and you want to kind of think about your own style and your own strengths and weaknesses, and figure out what subdivision you need to work on the most. For example, I'm just going to use patterns as an example, because a lot of people start there, and that's great, and that's where you usually should start, because the more patterns you know, it does give you more confidence to get out there to any piece of music and put something together and last the whole, 2 minutes is the average what they're playing now out there. So patterns. So you want to learn patterns. Now that doesn't mean you need 50. You need like 5 to 10 good patterns that you can use in all the dances that you want to dance. Okay, so you do not need 5 to 10 patterns in each dance, which would equal to, there's 10 or 12 main dances, depending on how many dances you do. That's like 100 steps. You don't need that. You don't need that. So 5 to 10 patterns, and you can use them in every dance. Things like crossbody lead, box, underarm turns, raps and things like that. Okay, so get your patterns, and now the key is to know them so well that you're dreaming about them at night. You need to know them like you know your own breath. Okay, it needs to be able to happen like a language. Okay, so when you become fluent, it needs to be fluent, right? So you need to be able to speak it without, dance it without thinking. And how do you get there? Repetition. It's guaranteed for every single person. The only thing that's not guaranteed is how many reps you will need, but listen here and listen close. All you need is repetition and somebody coaching you along the way, keeping you motivated, so that you can get that in your system, in your vocabulary, if you will. So patterns, and they need to be your second language, okay? Now, once you have your patterns, I think the other really important thing is musicality, okay? Because you can know your patterns, but if you can't put them to music, you won't feel comfortable or confident because it just doesn't feel good, and you're in this to feel good, I assume. But also you won't be able to get your partner to feel it as well. So you need to work on musicality. Best way to do that is to put on a piece of music. This is gonna sound corny, but put on your music and just listen to it. Just listen to it. And try to notice things that you maybe have never noticed before. Put on your favorite piece of music, and just be still. Close your eyes, maybe, and listen to the music. Okay, and put on another piece and listen to it, and start observing different things about the music. Start looking at it as another being. Feel the breaths within the music. Hear the different noises, the different rhythms. So just listen, okay? Now, once you've done that a few times, you can start listening while you're driving. You can listen while you're doing chores, but start listening to music more. Just put it on and listen to it. And before you know it, you're gonna start like moving to it. It's just natural. It's just gonna happen. And there's your musicality. Now the trick and challenge in ballroom is putting that into the figures that you already learned. Okay, so what you can do as a lead, which have seen a lot of my students have success with, is put on one of your favorite waltzes or whatever your favorite dance is, and then put on your favorite practice song. Okay, give yourself mentally, you're just doing the basic, the whole dance. Okay, except for when you hear something change in the music, and that nobody else has to hear it. It could just be for you. There's no right answer to this or wrong answer. But anytime the music changes, I want you to pick one other pattern. Maybe it's an underarm turn, or maybe it's a crossbody lead. Take another basic pattern and lead that. Okay, and then go back to what you're doing before, the basic, and listen for another change, and then lead that again. What this starts to develop is it starts to develop a reaction between your mind and what you produce when you hear changes in music, which starts to really develop that musicality that we want as dancers, as a lead and as a follow. So actually, if you're a follow, this is a great thing to do as well. So musicality is what we just talked about. And floor craft, being able to put your patterns together successfully and get around the floor or stay in one spot during the spot dances and not be, overbearing to other couples. Okay, I think those to me are the two main things. Now, that's like your half of the pair, right? So in order to lead now, essentially, you have to be able to communicate those two things with a partner. Okay, so if those are the two most important things, the third one that brings it all together is your communication. And this is this is applied to real life just as it is on the dance floor. But communication is something that can always get better, I think, for everybody. And the better, you're a better communicator when you're a better listener. So when you're at social dances, you can do this off the dance floor, actually, just by in conversation with people, listening, right? And then really responding to what you now hear. Okay, instead of trying to formulate your response and trying to listen at the same time. I know we all do that. I do that. But really take the time just to listen. Don't try to think about any response, and then when the person's done, then respond. This is exactly what the lead follow communication is on the dance floor. The lead says something, okay? The follow listens and then communicates back what they have heard. And then the lead responds, blah, 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 blah. So it goes back and forth. So if you can do this off the dance floor, it becomes a lot easier on the dance floor. Now, don't worry, if you can't do it off the dance floor, that's okay. Listen, sometimes I can't either, and that is okay. We'll all get there. We're all in this together, okay? But it's really nice, let me tell you, as a person who suffers from high anxiety and social anxiety, and being able to talk on those days that I can't talk and I can't hold a conversation, being able to dance with somebody and still being able to find that connection is a lifesaver. I'm tearing up just thinking about it. So side note, mental health matters. Dancing, great for it. So anyways, back to the lead and following, or the leading. You need your musicality, you need your floor craft, and then you need your communication. Those three things. Pay attention for future videos, and it helps on how to do those three things. If you are like, I want to know now, send me an email, let me know. Right now I'm just kind of grasping at ideas and things that I hear out in the circuit and putting them out based on what I'm feeling at the time. But if you email me and say, I'd really like to hear your response to this, I will put it up on my priority list and get it out. Okay, it's 11:30. I gotta go order some pizza and then go get my girlies. So thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe and share, especially with your dance family, your ballroom friends, and let them know that I am here every Monday around noon. I schedule it for noon, but sometimes it's a little before or later. But I am here. I'm committed to help you with your ballroom dancing. Love you guys. Bye-bye.